All right, I'm running down my list of requests. Let's talk about Berserkers in Magic. So in Duskmorn, we get a couple new Berserkers, mainly around the Razorkin. And so I thought I'd go a little bit into the history of the Berserker type in Magic. So early in Magic, creature types didn't have much meaning, to be perfectly honest. Arathi Berserker had Summon Berserker as its type, but like the type lines were like not unified at all. Now, for those of you who don't know, a Berserker was a like a Norse warrior who fought in like a trance-like rage. It is where we get the barbarian class in D&D. And generally, I think Berserkers in Magic should probably be unified with the barbarian type. So other Berserkers we got had the Berserker type added later, either because they had Berserk in the name, or they were raging, like the Barbarian class. The first card with an actual Berserker type was in the original Mirrodin block. And they would show up infrequently over the years, generally representing a warrior who fights in like a battle frenzy. So words like frenzy, rage, that kind of thing would usually be associated with Berserkers. Many of them also they're in red, and they have first strike and haste, one or the other. So Ravnica as well, they had Frenzied Goblin, and Ravnican Berserkers fall into generally the two guilds you'd think they would. That is the Gruul and the Rakdos. There are a lot of Berserkers in Jund, because Jund has very much the swords and sorcery vibes of Conan. And yes, Conan the Barbarian is going to be like a lot of the groundwork for how the vibes of Berserker and Barbarian are given out. Generally disorganized warriors that fight in a rage. The followers of Mogus tend to be, a lot of them are Minotaurs, tend to be the Berserkers on Theros. On the old timeline of Tarkir, it was the Mardu, and in the modern timeline, the Kolagon. On Innistrad, it's used to kind of represent the blood-crazed vampires, the ones who can't control their thirst. And then on Kaldheim, it is very setting appropriate because it comes from the Norse Viking warriors. On Dominaria, we see it on the Keldans that are sort of opposed to Radha's new way of their lifestyle. And on Bloomburrow, we saw it on a bunch of raccoons. And then finally, in Duskmorn, we get it on a few of the red-aligned Razorkin. And these are basically just representing sort of the rage-filled slashers. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of the Berserker type or the Barbarian type. I think they should both just be warrior. I don't think there's enough of a cachet in the term Berserker to really be worthwhile having it on its own for like flavor reasons, as opposed to something like ninjas versus rogues, where ninja has a lot of cultural cachet as a term. Anyway, that's Berserkers and Magic. Let me know if there's something you wanted me to cover. I'll add it to the list.